press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello dear students, let me continue lecture number 4 from work, energy, power. Okay, so anyhow in this chapter we know the meaning of work. We know the work is said to be a scalar and that is a positive, that may be positive, maybe negative, maybe zero. So we done some concepts also in the last class. So the last concepts are, we know if a chain whose mass is m, length is l, that is placed on a table such that if some part of the chain is hanging from the edge of the table, then we know how much work is done in pulling the hanging part of the chain onto the table. Tell me how much work is said to be done in pulling the hanging part of the chain onto the table. So that is, we got it as minus mgl by 2n square. Okay. If n1 part is hanging from the edge of the table and after pulling it onto the table, some more part is remains from the table, means some more part is hanging, let us suppose n2 part. Then in that case we got a formula mgl by 2 1 by n1 square minus 1 by n2 square. Okay, so this we covered in the last sessions. Okay, now in this session let me cover energy. Okay, so see, the next topic from work, energy, power is energy. Okay, so anyhow you know well known about this word, you know already this word in the lower classes, that is energy. Energy nothing but the capacity to do work. So energy means it is the capacity to do work. Okay, so we know this basic meaning in lower classes, you learned already. So energy means it is the capacity to do work. And see, there are different forms of energies. Okay, in NCERT also they given some different forms of energy. Okay, but our intention is to learn only two forms of energies. We are going to learn only mechanical energy. Okay, there are different forms of energies. One is mechanical energy, other one is some chemical energy, some nuclear energy and some heat energy, and one more electrical energy. Okay, there are different forms of energies, and here we are going to discuss only two forms of energies, that is only mechanical energy. That mechanical energy classified into potential energy and kinetic energy. Of course, you know these words also in your lower classes. Okay, so we are going to discuss only two forms, potential energy and kinetic energy. Other forms are available, other forms nothing but heat energy. Heat energy nothing but it is the form of energy, heat energy, it is the form of energy which is always transferred from high temperature to the low temperature. Okay, so anyhow we have one chapter in first PUC, okay, thermal expansion of materials. There you are going to learn the heat and all the things. Okay, and one more is electrical energy. Once the switch is on, the bulbs are glows, see the form is electrical energy. So one more is chemical energy, like endoergic reactions, exothermic reactions. Okay, so there are some different forms of energy. One more is energy equivalence of mass. I think you know, you hear this word also in your lower classes, energy equivalence. I think you know, like from Einstein mass energy relativistic relation, you know E is equal to what? mc square. I hope you remember this basic equation in your lower classes. E is equal to mc square. That means energy and masses are interconvertible. Energy and masses are interconvertible. If you take mass as a 1 kg, c as a speed of light, how much is the speed of light? 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. If you substitute, you will get E is equals to mass is, if you take 1 kg, 1 into 10 to the power 9 into 10 to the power of 18, okay, you will get some number. Okay, that means from energy equivalence we can say that energy is converted into mass, otherwise mass we can convert it into energy. That is possible by using E is equal to mc square. Okay, so here we don't want all these things, just our target is to learn potential energy and kinetic energy. Let us see what is potential energy first. So energy basically classified into two types. One is potential energy. Potential energy, we can represent it with PE. Okay, PE, otherwise sometimes we can use U symbol. Potential energy. So I hope you most of them know this basic definitions. Potential energy nothing but energy possessed by a body by virtue of its state of rest. Okay, if any body is rest, then energy stored in that body which is in the form of potential energy. So potential energy means energy possessed by a body by virtue of its state of rest. Okay, by virtue of its state of rest. Okay, and see, to get this equation, let me consider a block which I am going to place it on a horizontal surface. Okay, this is a block which is placed on horizontal surface. If it is lifted through a height h, if it is lifted through a height h, okay, I am lifting like this. So we know gravitational force is acting downward, mg force is acting downwards, but I am lifting upwards. Okay, I think you know this one, this is also covered in the last sessions. There are two types of work done. One is work done by the gravitational force, another one is work done by the lifting force. Tell me how much work is done by the gravitational force here. Gravitational force is acting downwards, body moving upwards. So force is downwards, displacement is up. What is the angle between force and displacement? Force and displacement 180. Angle between force is downwards, gravitational force is downwards, but lifting force is upward. Okay, so here work done by the gravitational force, work done by the gravitational force we can write it as F into S. So F h cos 180. Why cos 180? F is downwards, displacement is upward, and angle between them is 180. So this can be written as F h cos 180 is minus 1. So W we can write it as F is mg h, and cos 180 minus 1 is there now, so you write here. And this work done is in the body, that is stored in the form of, so this work done in the body, this work done in the body is stored in the form of potential energy. No doubt that potential energy is called as gravitational potential energy, GPE, gravitational potential energy, that can be represented as U. So U is minus mgh. So this is the work done by the gravitational force, and this is also called as gravitational potential energy. So we can represent with U is equals to minus mgh. And we can write work done by the lifting force. Lifting force is up, h is up, F into h cos 0. So mgh. Okay, that work, you know, work done by the lifting force is positive, work done by the gravitational force is negative. Okay, and see, this is the potential energy. Okay, and we can write this potential energy in some other terms also. Okay, in some problems we use potential energy looks like this. So anyhow representation is U. Okay. In some problems the force is varies, they may give force. So in that situation we can write potential energy as the small change in potential energy, we can write F into, because this energy also a scalar quantity. I told you in a starting class, this chapter completely it is a scalar quantity. Work is a scalar, energy also a scalar. Next we are going to discuss some power also. Power also a scalar. Okay. So this is a scalar, we can write du is equals to F into dx. Okay, F into dx, dot product. Okay, or otherwise F dx. Okay, if angle, if theta is 0 cos 0 1, then we can write du is F dx. So we can write F is equals to du by dx. If it is 180, okay, if it is 180, we can write theta as this is minus. So we can write du F is equals to minus du by dx. If they given potential energy in the form of something x, we can find force. If they given force in the form of x, okay, if force in the form of x, we can write du is equals to minus F into dx, and if you apply the integration, you will get u is equals to integration of F dx. So based on the given condition, if F is given, we can find u. If u is given in function of something x, we can find F. Okay. So based on the given problem, use these formulas. Okay, I will try to solve one problem based on this. You take this. Okay. Now let us continue. Next one, kinetic energy. See, what is the potential energy? Energy possessed by a body by virtue of its state of rest. Generally, if any wire is stretched, some energy will be stored in the wire, that is in the form of potential energy. So the best example for potential energy is energy stored in a stretched string. Energy stored in a stretched string. Okay. And energy stored in a water in a tank. Okay. If any water tank is there at certain height, so energy stored in the water, that is in the form of potential energy. Okay. Anyhow, this potential energy also a scalar quantity. Okay. Now let us continue next equation, that is kinetic energy. So write down the heading, kinetic energy. So write the next heading, kinetic energy. We can represent it with Ke. Okay. See, kinetic energy nothing but it is the energy possessed by a body by virtue of its motion. So the energy possessed by a body by virtue of its motion. For example, if a car is moving, the energy possessed by a moving car is in the form of kinetic energy. The energy possessed by a moving car, if any body is moving with a speed v, if any body, whether the person, whoever may be, if any body moving with a speed v, then energy possessed by that body is in the form of kinetic energy. And flow of water in a river possesses kinetic energy. Flying bird, flow of water in a river also possesses kinetic energy. And if any body, if a body of mass m, if a body of mass m moves with an acceleration a, and means body starts from rest, moves with uniform acceleration a, and attains a velocity v, then we can write kinetic energy equation Ke is equals to half m v square. See, this is the basic equation. Okay, half m v square, otherwise half m u square. U is the speed of the body. Okay, so we can write Ke as half m v square. If a body starts from rest, moves with an acceleration a, and attains a velocity v. Okay, so the expression for kinetic energy is Ke is equal to half m v square. Now let us try to get this proof. Okay, let me extend this now. Okay, proof. Just you see how we are going to get this equation. To get this equation, let me consider a body of mass m moves with a speed something u is equal to v. Just you see how I am writing. See, this is the body whose mass is m, okay. It moves with a initial speed u is equal to, I am taking v. Okay, I am taking u as a v. Okay, this is not a problem. So a body of mass m moves with a speed u that is equivalent to v, and see, because of some resistance force offered by the air. Okay, once if the body is moving along the floor, then after traveling some distance, definitely the body will comes to rest. So after traveling a something distance, yes, no doubt the body will comes to rest. Let us suppose the body comes to rest here. The body comes to rest here, something v dash. Okay, body coming to rest means what? Final velocity of that body becomes 0. So v dash becomes 0. So why it is coming to rest means some force is acting on this body in opposite direction. Some force is acting on this body in opposite direction. No doubt that force is nothing but a resistance force. Okay, some opposite force. Okay, if the body is moving on a floor, it will comes to rest after traveling a displacement something x. Why it is coming to rest means some force is some opposite force acting on the body, so that the body travels some displacement x, and finally it will comes to rest. So the force is opposes the motion of this body, so that the body comes to rest. And see, here the body will have some acceleration a, displacement s. Whenever you observe u, v, a, s, then use kinematic equations. So tell me the kinematic equation linked with u, v, a, s. So from equations of motion, we can write v square minus u square is equal to 2as. V nothing but v dash square, that is going to be 0. Okay, u nothing but v square 2as. This is 0 minus v square 2as. A is equal to v square by 2s. See, I got a as negative, and this a we can call it as negative acceleration, otherwise we can call it as retardation. Okay, negative acceleration nothing but retardation. Okay, or we can call it as deceleration. Okay, retardation or negative acceleration, otherwise we can call it as deceleration. So this is the acceleration. Okay, and see, here we can write force is left side. Okay, and the resistance force, or otherwise work done by this force, we can write it as, we can write directly work done by the force F is, work done by the force F is W, we can write Fs cos 180. Tell me why Fs cos 180? F is left side, displacement is right side. So work done by this resistance force is Fs cos 180. So we can write it as minus Fs, and W minus F. What is F? Ma. W is equals to M. What is A? V square by 2s. I am using so many steps for understanding point of view especially. And finally W is equals to half M V square. And this work done by this moving body is stored, means that work done by the moving body nothing but kinetic energy. So kinetic energy we got it as half M V square. So this is the expression for kinetic energy. Okay. So derivation they may ask, they may not ask, just you try to learn the extension. So what is kinetic energy? Kinetic energy nothing but energy possessed by a body by virtue of its motion. Energy possessed by a body by virtue of its motion, and this kinetic energy also a scalar. And to derive this, I consider a body of mass m moves with a speed u is equal to v. I have taken here, and because of some opposite force the body comes to rest after traveling a displacement s. Then I used equations of motion and I got retardation. Okay, I got retardation. Then work done by this force is, resistance force is minus Fs, because force is left side, displacement is right side, angle between them is 180. So finally I got W is equals to half M V square, and that work done by the moving body is nothing but kinetic energy, half M V square. Okay, so take this. Yeah, completed. See the small extension here. Okay. See one note point, means important for entrances and to solve some problems also. Anyhow, we know the kinetic energy of a moving body, we can write it as half M V square. Kinetic energy of a moving body is half M V square. So this can be written as Ke is equals to half M V square. Let me multiply mass and divide with mass. So kinetic energy is equals to half M square V square by M. So kinetic energy is equals to half, this can be written as P square by M. Mv is nothing but momentum. Now see, I am getting Ke is equals to P square by 2m. So this Ke is equal to P square by 2m, we can call it as relation between kinetic energy and linear momentum. A relation between kinetic energy and linear momentum. So use this formula to solve some basic level of questions. Okay, in some questions they may give momentum changes from this to this, then how much the kinetic energy of the body changes, and momentum is increases by some 30%, how much the kinetic energy changes, momentum decreased by some 40%, how much the kinetic energy changes. Okay, based on the time I am going to solve those questions also. Here I got kinetic energy as P square by 2m, and see, we can write P is equal to what? P is equals to root of 2m kinetic energy. So this is also the relation between linear momentum and kinetic energy. In a problem, if they given momentum and kinetic energy, if mass of the body is constant, then you can use P proportional to root of kinetic energy. P proportional to root of kinetic energy. So we can write P1 by P2 is equals to root of Ke1 by Ke2. So based on the given question, you extend the formula, take the proportionalities, and once proportionality is identified, then we can write 1 by 2, like P1 by P2 is equal to root of K1 by K2, Ke1 by Ke2. Okay, and see, anyhow we got kinetic energy is equals to P square by 2m. Okay, and see, if momentum is constant in a problem, if they given momentum remains constant, if momentum is constant, how kinetic energy is varies? If momentum is constant, kinetic energy is inversely proportional to the mass. Okay, generally if the velocity of the body constant, we can write kinetic energy proportional to mass. If momentum is constant, if they given, you can use Ke proportional to 1 by m. Okay, see the same type of questions they will ask like this. For suppose a car, observe carefully this one, a car and a lorry, okay, are moving on a straight road. Just you see this simple thing, they given some car and lorry concept. So a car, lorry are moving along a straight road, are moving along a straight road with same kinetic energy, let us suppose. Okay, they given some with same kinetic energy. Okay, so they are having same kinetic energy. Kinetic energy of both of them is same. Initial kinetic energies are same. Now, if they are having same kinetic energy and if they applied the brakes, if they applied the same braking force, then which one will cover more distance? My question is, just you see, I written some words, a car and a lorry, they are moving all along a straight road with the same kinetic energy, and if the drivers of that car and lorry are applied the brakes, same amount of force they are applied, same braking force if they applied, then tell me which one will travel more distance? You think it now. Which will travel more distance? Will the car will travel more distance or will lorry will travel more distance? And tell me which one will come in a less time, means which one is going to stop early. Okay, now there are two questions here. What are the distances travelled by car and lorry? What are the distances travelled by car and lorry? And which will comes early, means which will comes to rest in a shorter time? Whether the car will comes to rest in a shorter time or the lorry will comes to rest in a shorter time, that we need to find. See the first one, which one will comes to which is going to travel more. Okay, let us see. Here in the given condition, braking force is same, they applied same braking force. So finally both are coming to rest, means what is the final speeds of car and lorry? What is the final speed of a car and lorry? Because finally both are going to stop, means both final velocities are 0. So both final velocities are 0, that means final kinetic energy is 0. So work done, we can write it as, okay, some kinetic energy, okay, work done nothing but some kinetic energy. Okay, here this can be written as, this work done nothing but a kinetic energy, let me write this work done as something Fs. Kinetic energy also Same. Force also same. What is S? S is equals to kinetic energy by force. S is equals to kinetic energy by force. Kinetic energy according to the question, constant. Same. Force according to the given problem, same braking force applied by the driver. Braking force also same. If KEF does not changes, then what is S? Constant. S constant means what? If they applied the same braking force, then both will cover same distances. Car and lorry both will cover same distances before coming to rest. Same distances before coming to rest. Keep in mind, both will cover same distances before coming to rest. Now let us see which will comes to rest in a shorter time. Here distances covered by both of them will be same. Car covers some distance, yes. Lorry also covers some distance, yes. So the distances covered by both of them will be same. But which is going to come in a shorter time means, let us see which one will comes to rest in a shorter time. Okay, and see from this equation, from kinetic energy is equals to P square by 2m. Okay, anyhow linear momentum of both of them will be 0 because both are comes to rest. Okay, final momentum, not initial momentum. This can be written as initial and final. Final momentum is 0 but not initial momentum. So here, if this one, according to the question, what is KE? Same, constant. Then P proportional to what? Momentum proportional to mass. Momentum proportional to mass means here which one is having less mass? Car. Generally car have less mass than lorry. So which one will have less mass? Car. So car is a lighter particle, lighter body. Lorry is a heavier mass. So car have less momentum. Car have less momentum. Why car have less momentum means because car have less mass. So the kinetic energy of the car is more. Kinetic energy and mass is proportional. So if mass is less, kinetic energy will be more. So which one will move fast? Car. Why? Because kinetic energy is inversely proportional to mass. Kinetic energy inversely proportional to mass. Okay. So here car have less mass, so that have greater kinetic energy. Means car will reaches earlier. Okay, car is going to comes to rest in a short time comparing to the lorry. Lorry have more mass, less kinetic energy. I think the same concept. So we are going to learn in the second piece also. Electron, proton have equal momentums, and which one will have greater kinetic energy? Electron, proton. Lighter particle, heavier particle. Electron, proton. Mass of electron, mass of proton, you know. Okay. So mass of electron is less, kinetic energy of electron is more. Mass of proton is more, kinetic energy of proton is less. So lighter particle have greater kinetic energy. Here the car have greater kinetic energy. Okay, in the next, okay, this is the second situation. When this is the case, when momentum constant, otherwise not applicable. For the first situation, kinetic energy constant. For the second situation, which one will comes to rest in a shorter time means definitely momentum constant. So here lighter particle have greater kinetic energy. Lighter particle have greater kinetic energy, so the car will comes to rest earlier. So for the final conclusion is, if they apply the same braking force, same kinetic energy, see the conditions finally, same braking force, same kinetic energy, then both will covers the same distance. Okay, both will covers the same distance. And if they ask which will come early, definitely lighter particle have greater kinetic energy, so the car comes to rest in a shorter time than lorry. Okay, so car comes to rest in a shorter time than lorry when momentum is constant. So keep these points in your mind. it will helpful in some basic level of entrances. Okay. See the next one. Okay. See, next one is important for your subjective point of view. Write down the heading: work energy theorem for a variable force. Actually, this is one of the application of work energy theorem also. So, no problem. From KE, by using this also we will get. So, for a variable force. So, important for your board exams. What is variable force? I think you remember the variable force. The force whose magnitude is varies with time, then the force is said to be variable force. See, in that word only there is a meaning. The force whose magnitude is changes nothing but a variable force. I hope you remember the equations. W is equals to integration of f dx. W is equals to integration of f dx. Okay. So, let us get the work done by the work energy theorem for a variable force. Okay. In general case also we can calculate easily, but they will ask this one for your board exam purpose. So, anyhow we know that kinetic energy, which is equivalent to half mv square if a body moves with a speed v with a uniform acceleration a. And see, let me apply differentiation for this. Apply differentiation with respect to some time. So, this can be written as d by dt of kinetic energy, which is equivalent to half, you write outside, otherwise let me write d by dt of half m v square. So, this can be written as dke by dt half m, you write outside, d by dt of v square. Okay, d by dt of v square. So, dke by dt is half m, derivative of v square is, you know, d by dt of x square is 2x dx by dt, d square d by dt of x square is 2x dx by dt. So, we can write 2v dv by dt. Okay, 2v dv by dt. And see the extension, left side is d by dt of ke, which is equivalent to half mv, this is a, dv by dt nothing but what? Rate of change of velocity, nothing but a acceleration. So, d by dt of ke is half mv, what is v? Dx by dt, dx by dt. So, v nothing but rate of change of displacement, dx by dt. So, here let me strike off this dt dt, dke half ma dx. Okay. Sorry, here this 2 cancel, why I am writing every time off. Okay. dke is ma, nothing but f, this is dx. Okay. And see, dke means kinetic energy is varies, dx means displacement is varies. So, apply the integration. Apply integration on both side, integration on both side, then see integration of dke which is equivalent to integration of f dx, and here I am taking initial limit is kei, this is final limit is kef, and here xi to the xf final, okay, like x1 to x2, okay, initially something x1, finally something x2, okay, final displacement is x2, initial kinetic energy is kei, final kinetic energy is kef, and derivation integration of dx is x, so ke, this is kei kef, which is equivalent to this is work done by what? This integration of f into dx is nothing but what? Integration of f into dx is work done by the variable force, work done by the variable force, and substitute this upper limit kef, kei, this is w, so w which is equivalent to kef minus kei, that means work done by the variable force which is equivalent to change in its kinetic energy. So finally I got work done by the variable force which is equals to change in its kinetic energy. So work energy theorem states that work done by the variable force is equal to change in its kinetic energy. Work energy theorem states that work done by the variable force is equal to change in its kinetic energy. So important for your board exam point of view, simple mathematics, write all these things. Yeah. Let us see some applications. See here how I did is ke is equal to half mv square, I applied derivative d by dt, and later I applied integration. One is first step is derivative, next step is integration. Finally work done by the variable force, we got it as change in kinetic energy. See, we can apply this work energy theorem for in different cases. For suppose if a body is thrown vertically upwards, means something work is done by you, means you are throwing the ball upwards with a speed u, so that the ball reaches at the top. Okay, so if you thrown a ball with a speed u is equal to u, at the highest point what is the velocity? If the body reaches the highest point, what is the velocity? 0. Then here work done nothing but final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy, final minus initial, what is final? 0. What is initial? Half mu square. So work done by the force which is equivalent to minus half mu square. Okay, so if a body thrown vertically upwards, you are giving some velocity u, and if the body reaches the highest point, their velocity is 0. Velocity 0 means kinetic energy 0. Then work done is equals to only kef minus kei. Kef is 0. You will get only half mu square. Okay, and let us see one more good concept in this here now. Anyhow, we done some simple pendulum concept in the last sessions. Okay, here let us see some pendulum whose length is L, that is pulled through some angle theta. Okay, pulled through an angle theta, means we are pulling means some work is done against the gravity. Let us see how much the work is done in pulling that. So here I am writing some words. A pendulum, a simple pendulum, SP, simple pendulum, pulled through an angle theta with a vertical. angle theta with the vertical as shown, vertical as shown. See the diagram. Starts with something u and it is pulled like this. And it will have some velocity v, okay, as shown. And see, this is the theta, this is L, and this is the height of center of mass of this bob, you know well. Now they are asking to find what is the velocity at this position, okay, as shown. Then find v, find this velocity. Earlier I calculated work done. Now they are asking to find out what is the velocity of that bob when it reaches a height h. See, starts with u, okay, it's not starts from rest. At mean position it will have some velocity. At mean position this body have velocity. Displacement is 0. Keep in mind, at mean position of the pendulum, see, this is the mean position and this one is the extreme position, and again this is mean, that is negative extreme. Keep in mind, at mean position displacement 0. Okay, this I am going to verify in some other chapters like oscillation chapter. At mean position displacement is 0, but velocity cannot be 0. Keep in mind, velocity will be there. Velocity is maximum at this point. This is the mean position, starting point, mean position. Okay, displacement is 0, but velocity cannot be 0. Okay, sometimes they may ask in kinematics, tell me where the displacement is 0, velocity is 0 or not. Yes, displacement is 0, velocity cannot be 0. Okay, so where velocity is 0, acceleration is not 0. Yes, these type of questions are covered in earlier chapters. At the highest point velocity is 0, but acceleration is always downwards, a is minus g. Velocity is 0, but acceleration is not 0. Displacement is 0, velocity is not 0. Velocity is maximum. Okay, now target is to find out this v. So let me use work energy theorem concept here. From work energy theorem, work done by this force, which is equivalent to final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy. Work done in pulling the simple pendulum through a small angular displacement theta against the gravity already calculated in the last session. So that can be written as mgl. I hope you remember this formula, 1 minus cos theta. Work done in pulling the pendulum through a small angular displacement is mgl, 1 minus cos theta. Kef, half m v square. This is half m u square. So m you strike off it. Take this 2 to the left. Minus 2gl 1 minus cos theta is equal to v square minus u square. Take this minus u square to the left. So v square is equal to u square. I taken u square, that it becomes positive, minus 2gl 1 minus cos theta. So v is equal to root of u square minus 2gl 1 minus cos theta. Okay. See, this is the formula. What is the speed at this point? V is equal to root of u square minus 2gl 1 minus cos theta. If theta is given something 60 degrees, substitute 60 here. 2gl 1 minus cos 60. If L is given, if u, it starts with something 4 meter per second, then what is the velocity? If they ask it here, definitely that is less than this. If you substitute theta value, L value, you will get the velocity of this bob, velocity of this pendulum at this position. See, this is one of the application of work energy theorem, and we can apply this work energy theorem for some spring cases. Okay, that also will come in the continuation. Some spring concepts. A block is connected to the spring. If it is pushed, it moves with some speed v. Then that work done is nothing but some potential energy stored in the spring. So anyhow, we have one topic, potential energy of a spring. That also I am going to discuss in the continuation. Okay. So this is one of the application of work energy theorem. Okay. Completed. And keep in mind, sometimes see, they will give velocity, they will give mass, they ask you to find kinetic energy. Generally, how we can find kinetic energy? Half mv square, half into mass into velocity square. If mass is 1 kg, velocity is 2, everyone can expect 1 by 2 into 1 into 2 square, you will get the answer. Okay, that is okay. If velocity is given in terms of vector, for suppose some problems they given like this, if velocity is equals to something I cap plus j cap plus some I cap plus 2 j cap plus 3 k cap meter per second, and mass is something 1 kg, then tell me how to get the kinetic energy. How to get the kinetic energy? Tell me. Very simple. Kinetic energy is equal to what? Half mv square is our basic formula. Okay, kinetic energy is half mv square. So we can write this kinetic energy is half m. This v you can write v dot v whole square. V dot v, dot product of the same vectors, v dot v. So I think you know how to get the dot product. K is equal to half, mass is something 1 kg, v is I cap 2 j cap 3 k cap dot I cap 2 j cap 3 k cap whole square. So I think you know how to do the dot product of two vectors. Okay, dot product nothing but scalar product. We are in a scalar chapter. Okay, actually this chapter starts with scalar product of two vectors, but scalars already done in vectors chapter. That's why I started this chapter by using work formula. Okay, actually I have to start this chapter by using scalar product of two vectors. But how I started means I started with work. Why? Because scalar product already done in vectors chapter. So 1 into 1, 2 into 2, 3 into 3, 1 plus 4, okay, plus 9. So how much it is? 1 plus 4 plus 9, 10, 14 whole square, 14 whole square by 2, okay, 196 by 2. So this is 2 9s are 2 8s are 98 joule. So we can get this type of things. Okay, if they given velocity in terms of vector, we can find the kinetic energy. Okay, try to solve these type of easy questions from any type of book. Otherwise, we are going to provide some assignment sheets. You try to solve from that. Okay.